My grandfather used to tell me, if you want to become good at something, do it as often as possible. But if you want to become an expert, do it every single day. And at that time, I didn't realize those words would shape my entire journey. I remember at our family gatherings, you know the ones, Christmas, Thanksgiving, they would always put adults in one room, kids in the other. While my younger brother and cousins were picked to help with cooking, cleaning, or decorating, I was usually left standing alone, but that was okay, being the last one picked. But one day, at the age of 12, my grandfather, my uncles, my dad, they pulled me aside and they said, hey, we've got something we need your help with. And I remember just leaning in, just listening so intently, and I was so excited. To my surprise, it wasn't chores. They were launching a nightclub, a bar, and a restaurant, and they wanted me to be a part of it. Imagine that, 12 years old, helping with the name, the marketing, even building relationships. That was my introduction to entrepreneurship. And I learned 3 lessons that day. Networking matters, leadership matters, and financial management matters. You know, from that moment and moving forward, I was the one being asked to help launch programs in school. In college, I traveled across the United States, training student leaders on how to manage organizations. I sharpened those skills while pursuing my education, earning a bachelor's degree in Spanish, a double MBA in human resource management and healthcare management, and a doctor of management in organizational leadership. I sharpened those skills while pursuing my education, earning a bachelor's degree in Spanish, a double MBA in human resource management and healthcare management, and later a doctorate of management in organizational leadership. I also have a master's certification in project management, and I am a trained and certified black belt in Lean Six Sigma, which allows me to focus on continuous process improvements with any organization. In the corporate world, I manage budgets, projects, and people. Today, I even teach business at ECPI University, but I wanted more. I wanted to create something of my own, so I started my business. And I invested in myself over $150,000 in coaching, training, and development. Every dollar, every hour became part of a roadmap I now use to help entrepreneurs. And here's the truth, y'all. I faced the same struggles many of you faced. Balancing family, leaving behind corporate security, and just trying to figure out marketing that actually worked. But I found solutions. I built systems, and I created a roadmap, one that helps entrepreneurs organize their business, manage people and finances, and connect with the right strategies to finally become profitable. I encourage you to download my book, The Secret Formula of a Business Breakthrough. And you know, my grandfather, he was right. Success doesn't come from dabbling, it comes from doing. And not once in a while, but every single day. And if you're willing to do that, your breakthrough isn't just possible, it's inevitable. Hello, my name is Dr. Sonja Ogletree Satani, President and CEO of Corporate Cycle Consulting. And at Corporate Cycle Consulting, we do more than business consulting. We help people fulfill their dreams of starting, growing, and scaling businesses. We take the spark of an idea and turn it into a living, breathing organization that supports families, creates opportunities, and impacts communities. What makes us great is not just my years of experience, it's the heart behind the work. I grew up in Jefferson Township, a small community of just 5,000 people in Dayton, Ohio. In that 27 square mile town, I learned the power of leadership and service. I was active, I led organizations, and I spoke out when I saw injustice. And that upbringing shaped my belief that leadership is about stepping up for others. And that's exactly what I do for my clients. I don't just hand over a business plan, I walk beside you, guiding, coaching, and holding you accountable. And when you succeed, your family succeeds. And when your family succeeds, your community thrives. The true impact of corporate cycle consulting is freedom. Freedom gives you choices, choices give you joy, and joy gives you the ability to serve others with your products and services, and service creates a lasting legacy in your community. That's what we do. That's what makes us great. There's a quote from Rocky Balboa. He says, "It ain't about how hard you hit, it's about how hard you can get hit and keep moving forward." As I reflect on my journey, life has really brought me many challenges, but two of the toughest shaped me into the leader I am today. The first challenge came as a young adult, working in the corporate world in human resources. Part of my role was terminating employees when the company was downsizing, and I hated it. These were hardworking men and women, parents that are supporting their families, and I had to look them in the eye and tell them they no longer had a job. I tried to do everything I could to help them, from writing letters of recommendation, connecting them to opportunities, guiding them towards their next step. But then the day came when I found myself without a job. And when I needed help, there was no one there for me. And that led me to my second challenge, joining the United States Air Force. For 10 years, I served proudly. But during that 9th year, my life turned upside down. I had just gone through a divorce. I was injured on duty and paralyzed from the waist down, and facing life as a single mom with a disability. I didn't know how I was going to take care of my children. I didn't know where we would live. I didn't even know if I would ever work again after being medically retired. And those were some of the darkest days of my life. But I refused to give up. I found a way forward. I eventually remarried, rebuilt my strength after 6 years of physical therapy, and I launched corporate cycle consulting. And those challenges taught me resilience, empathy, and grit. And that gave me a deep compassion for people who feel like life has knocked them down, and a determination to help them rise again. And that's why I can stand here today, not just as a consultant, but as someone who truly understands struggle, perseverance, and the power of starting over. Yes, I got hit, and in spite of getting hit, I kept moving forward. And here's what I say to you. The unexpected is going to happen in life. However, you don't have to stop fulfilling your goals, your dreams, and what your heart desires. You keep moving forward to create your reality. And that's what I did to be the mom, the wife, the CEO, the coach, the leader I am today. This is Dr. Sonja Ogletree Satani reminding you, it's not about how hard you get hit, it's about how you keep pushing forward. My journey has been filled with lessons, but 3 stand above the rest. The first lesson is that failure is never the end. It's feedback. Every time something doesn't go as planned, it teaches you something. And when you use that lesson, you don't repeat the mistake. You move forward stronger, smarter, and faster. The second lesson is that leadership is not about titles. It's about influence. True leadership is service. It's lifting people up, creating opportunities, and inspiring others to see what's possible. The third lesson is that clarity is power. When you know who you are, what you stand for, and what your vision is, there is nothing you can't overcome. Clarity gives you confidence, confidence builds momentum, and momentum produces results. And these lessons don't just apply to me. They're what I give to my clients when I coach entrepreneurs. I help them avoid wasting time, wasting money, and wasting energy. Instead, they move forward with focus, strategy, and confidence. Results? The results are stability. Stability leads to freedom. Freedom gives you choices, and choices bring fulfillment. And fulfillment means you're not just building a business, you're living your purpose. The Dalai Lama says, when you lose, don't lose the lesson. That's the true power of lessons that I've learned. They create transformation, not just transactions. The core idea is that loss provides valuable wisdom, humility, and motivation if one chooses to reflect on what went wrong and how to improve for the future, preventing the repetition of mistakes from the past. But you just don't beat yourself up, and never beat yourself up. Your setbacks can be your setup for success. If I could sit across the couch from my 21-year-old self, I'd smile and say, Sonja, you are on the right path, but don't be afraid to dream even bigger. At 21, I was different from most people my age. I was a student ambassador for Wright State University. I had the privilege of traveling to Brazil, China, and even completing my student teaching in Japan. Those experiences gave me a global perspective, opened my mind to possibilities, and built my confidence. But if I could offer my younger self 3 principles of success, here's what I would say. Principle 1, dream without limits. Don't wait for permission to shine. Trust your voice because it matters. Principle 2, take bold action. Fear is natural, but bold steps create breakthroughs. Risk brings results, and results bring freedom. Principle 3, lead with service. Your success isn't just about you. It's about the lives you touch, the communities you uplift, and the legacy you leave behind. I would tell 21-year-old Sonja, you don't have to wait. You don't need perfect timing. You already have everything inside you to succeed. So step boldly, serve well, trust your path. And I say the same to every entrepreneur today. Your time is now. It's never too late to be the person you want to become or who you're meant to be. Madam C.J. Walker says, you can't sit down and wait for opportunities to come. You have to get up and make them. Every day, I am inspired to get up and create opportunities. Today, I'm thriving as a wife, mother of 3 children, a college professor, a service-disabled veteran of the United States Air Force, and a business owner. I've built a business I love. And every day I get to help entrepreneurs turn ideas into thriving businesses. And that gives me joy because I know the ripple effect. Strong businesses create strong families, and strong families build strong communities. So what's next for me is twofold. First, I'm scaling corporate cycle consulting to reach even more entrepreneurs. I want to see more people living their dreams, more families finding financial stability, and more communities experiencing growth. Second, I'm stepping into public service. I'm running for South Carolina State House of Representatives for District 98. My mission is to bring the same clarity, accountability, and results that I teach in business into government, because our communities deserve safe schools, strong infrastructure, and opportunities for all. This calling is not new. It started back in Jefferson Township. As a young girl, I was always active, always leading, and always standing up for what's right. That foundation shaped me into a leader who serves. Now, I see a bigger vision. Growth in business, service in government, impact that lasts for generations. That's what's next for me. Getting up and making opportunities happen. I will never forget walking into an office building one morning and meeting one of the most warm-hearted receptionists, April. She had such a light in her eyes, and as we talked, she shared her dream with me. She wanted to start and own a daycare business, but then her smile faded, and she admitted she didn't know where to begin, who to talk to, or even know if she can even afford it. I looked at her and I said, you know what, let's schedule some time so I can hear more of your dream and your vision. And that conversation turned into a journey. Together, we built a plan. I created a coaching program tailored to her needs, giving her the business acumen she needed, walking her step by step through creating her business entity and guiding her towards funding. We were actually able to get her $499,000. Today, April has been operating her daycare successfully for over a year, and she is serving families with the passion she once thought was just so far out of reach. And then there was Leonard. When he first came to see me at Corporate Cycle Consulting, he was overwhelmed with so many challenges. He didn't know what kind of business to start or even if it was possible. To make matters harder, Leonard is blind and deaf in one ear. Sadly, other consultants had dismissed him, refusing to work with him because of his disability. But I saw something different. I saw a man with resilience, a man with a vision and a purpose waiting to be unlocked. And through our work together, Leonard launched Employability, a business dedicated to helping people with disabilities. He's able to advocate, provide consulting services, and ensure both children and adults get the appropriate care they need, as well as opportunities to be employed. His story is not just about entrepreneurship, it's about courage, advocacy, and redefining what's possible. For me, these stories are why I do what I do. I don't just help people build businesses, I help them believe in themselves, take ownership of their dreams, and create lasting impact. April and Leonard are proof that with the right guidance, the right resources, and unwavering belief, extraordinary things can happen. People hire me and work with Corporate Cycle Consulting for one reason: results. But it's more than results. They hire me because I've walked the path. I know what it feels like to struggle, to take risk, and to fight for a dream. And because I've been there, I can guide them with clarity, with strategy, and with compassion. And when clients work with me, they don't waste time spinning their wheels. They gain focus, they gain accountability, and they gain a roadmap that gets them to their goals faster. And when they reach their goals, everything changes. Financial growth brings independence, independence brings choices, choices create freedom, and freedom allows them to design the life that they want, to spend more time with family, to serve others, and to leave a legacy. And that's why people hire corporate cycle consulting, because with us, you don't just build a business, you build a better life. And people go so far in life and then they just part. With corporate cycle consulting, we never leave you. We believe in creating relationships, not transactions. And our promise is that we will be there every step of the way. And that's why they stay with us. You know, leadership rises and falls with individuals who actually take the time to take care of their people. And with this experience, the leadership team, the staff, everyone has been so amazing, so professional. You can't be with a better organization, a better group than with this experience. It is amazing. From the makeup to the professional team with the cameras, fixing your hair, fixing your clothes. Let me tell you, it's more than just making sure that you look good, you sound good. It's about making sure that you are making a difference, that you're making an impact. And with leadership, providing that influence, providing that teamwork, that's how we're able to get things done as a team. So even though I'm just sitting here, it takes a team to make things happen. And I'm so grateful for the team that we have here.